Public Discourse, Then and Now by Jessica Rakowski. Neil Postman wrote, amusing ourselves to death, not to criticize television for being entertaining, but to argue that television has made amusement and pleasure the dominating forces behind American culture and public discourse. However, I will be explaining why Postman's critiques do not hold true in today's day and age. One of Postman's arguments is that television is our culture's principal mode of knowing about itself. Therefore, and this is the critical point, how television stages the world becomes the model for how the world is properly to be staged. In other words, Postman believes that if television is formatted as entertainment, then Americans, as a culture, believe that our lives must be formatted as entertaining as well. However, times have dramatically changed since 1984 when Postman wrote his book. His critiques are no longer relevant because the internet has taken over as our culture's main source of information. With thousands of websites out there, we can get information at our own desire, connect with people across the world, and debate current events with people in our own community. The next claim that I would like to refute is when Postman says, what is happening here is that television is altering the meaning of being informed by creating a species of information that might properly be called disinformation. Postman believes that since television is so brief and impersonal, it gives us misplaced, irrelevant, and fragmented information, which Postman calls disinformation. Therefore, we as a culture only have the illusion of intelligence. However, the internet solves the problem of disinformation. Television now serves as a precursor to the information we seek out on the internet. It creates awareness and interest in a subject, which can then be further explored via the web, pertaining to one's own desires. A brief news segment on the television could lead viewers to a more detailed article online, which could in turn lead to tweets, retweets, and favorites, or Facebook posts, likes, and comments. The last of Postman's arguments that I wish to counter is the claim that one can like or dislike a television commercial, but one cannot refute it. He states that advertising on the television is such a persuasive form of communication that it has influenced American habits and thought to the extreme that there is no longer a connection between rationality and advertising. It basically has taken over our emotional triggers and tells Americans what is good for them. While this argument may have held true in 1984, I believe that our society has learned much more about the world of advertising since then and has embraced its techniques. The internet provides us with the tools to rewatch commercials whenever or wherever. We have great debates over which commercials are funny, inspiring, or flat out duds. Americans have become less naive to the tricks of advertisers through these discussions over the years. We even have websites that allow consumers to communicate with others about products and the way they work. Reviews for products on websites such as Best Buy, Amazon, or Yelp allow everyone to be able to pick out the honest commercials from the phony ones. In conclusion, Postman's arguments might have held true back when he wrote the book, but today they are irrelevant to American culture. Television is no longer the prime source of information for the majority of Americans. The internet has taken over public discourse and has turned it into an interactive, limitless, and transnational discussion.